ever tell you there was a place called Fire and Ice, I think, in New York City, where my girlfriend at the time, I was dating sort of this stripper, and she was all hot, and she took me down there, and it was kind of a swinger club, and all of a sudden I look around, and there are dudes jerking off.
Oh, cool.
And these guys are sitting there. There's one girl getting whipped, and another girl this guy goes, would you spit in my face, please, ma'am? To my girlfriend. So I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. So long story short, there's a dude with a giant dong, African-American fella, very muscular, with his white sweats down around his mid-thigh, and he's just shanking. Yeah. And a dude,
we call it rowing.
A dude behind us, because this girl's getting spanked, and he's watching, and a dude is sitting down in the circle, goes, you fucking hit me with that. You hit me with that, bro. I'm going to punch you in the face.
Hit him with it? Like hit or like bust a nut?
And he busts a nut. He goes, you hit me with that, I'm gonna. And then the guy goes, I'm fucking just standing here, man. Relax. I didn't do shit.
As they're jacking
and the
off?
guy, yeah, and the guy who was jacking off would have beat the fuck out of everybody in the room. He was huge. And this guy's like, yeah, well, just fucking, I warned you. He goes, don't fucking threaten me with that. And they're having an argument while he's stroking.
Dude, that's
I gotta get the fuck out of here.
That's the most alpha male move ever. What's up, bro?
With a dick. And by the way, it was so big, it curved to the right. He could fuck around a corner.
It's weird that you talk shit like.
I would have been like,
wall jacket. I would say anything.
Yeah, get out of the way.
No, I just wouldn't say anything.
Right. Well, this guy
got work to do,
this
bro.
Guy was
I'm
my
dialed
size.
in.
This guy was my size and way too aggressive, and would have gotten stomped by this essentially
or got choked out by his
NFL
cock.
linebacker.
Or got choked out by his cock.
Yeah, well, I mean, his
just
dick
a
was
fat dick.
every bit the size of my fucking. I remember just marveling at it. You know me.
And were you jacking off?
I'm a starer. Absolutely not.
Bryan.
And definitely not
Bryan.
around. I wasn't.
So
not around
all the guys jacking off, you just won around like Where's Waldo?
Not only that, but she knew somebody. I shook his hand, and then I saw him jerking off later, and I looked at her and I go, I want to have sex with this girl. So I go, let's get out of here and go have sex, which we did. I got the fuck out of it.
Well, if she's into that, yes, of course you're having sex.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, these are my friends. She got to stop off and drop some electrolytes off to the boys. You're definitely fucking her.
Yeah. And then she kept telling me that she was having orgasm after orgasm, but I didn't believe her, and I knew it was a lie.
Freak.
Well, I was doing it. I was like, you know, and also this is not an accomplishment. I'm just having sex with you. Don't tell me that I'm any different. You know what I mean? Like, what I'm just moving. You know.
Weird.
Don't flatter me. Just
busting nuts, bro.
Yeah. And the black guy was with us, obviously, and we brought him home.
Came with you, and then you.
Would you? I thought Rose Namajunas couldn't have looked better, and then she got
a neck crush. Poor girl.
I hate seeing someone lose that way. I mean, you may have a different take on it, but
what do you mean?
I felt like Rose was so much better in outclassing. Nothing taken away from what's her name,
Andrade.
Yeah, but she just looked so incredible, better than she's ever looked. Yeah. Completely winning, running a clinic on her, and then she got thrown on her head, which is fighting. But
well, she didn't throw. She didn't spike her on her head.
No, she just got knocked out. I just hate seeing that. I'd rather she not.
That's what makes the sport.
You said
that's what makes the
sport
sport great, though.
Yeah, you said a long time ago that Rose was just a phenomenal athlete.
Oh yeah,
way back when.
Yeah, she's a little beast.
Yeah, as good as it gets.
I'm interested if Kelvin versus Stylebender did 70,000, I would imagine this does around 20 or 30,000 buys.
That is the strangest thing.
I could sell you shitting in a cup for $19.99 and get 30,000 buys.
Yep.
Maybe.
And we're gonna do that. I'm gonna shit in a cup. He has a mother she's a terrible person, and when he sent her flowers, but because he wasn't there and hadn't been calling her as often, he calls her up and she goes, "You're a fucking asshole, and I'm not talking to you, and I hate my flowers," and I threw them away, and he hung up.
Wow.
She hung up. So he goes, so he has his wife call her, and his wife's like, and she says, well, he doesn't appreciate me. He never has, and why do I care? And he also sent me these terrible flowers. And he's like, well, I know, but the flowers in her town, I'll tell you where the town is later, they're 1-800-Flowers sucks. She goes, that's his excuse? He's a fucking asshole, and he never comes to visit me.
Jesus
so now
Christ.
His mom basically, you know, you can see what he is. I go, what did you do? He goes, oh, I'm flying out there to see her next weekend.
Oh, really? I'd be like, fuck.
It's one of those crazy relationships.
Jesus.
He goes, I wouldn't be who I am without that terrible woman. Like she was such a motherfucker that in a way I had to compensate. So he's really super successful.
And he's going to go out there?
Oh, he'll go out there with his wife.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
That's not
She's
like
a tyrant.
Oh, wow.
She's a tyrant. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, no one does anything too crazy on Mother's Day.
Yeah. Well, my mother's so low maintenance. He has a mother where he goes, how you doing, Mom? Terrible every time.
Ugh.
People like that who will just
worst.
they need you to dote on them because they're.
I just don't engage with it.
No.
I'd be like, all right, even if it's your mom, I'm out.
Yeah, I mean,
It's because your mom did, yeah.
my mother's super low maintenance.
Yeah, mine's pretty easy.
She's 78 though, and she said, I want
mom's
to
not
see you
young.
because I went to 3 funerals this week,
Oof.
and I'm feeling very mortal.
And your mom came from Utah?
Yeah, so I was like, of course I'm going to see.
Very mortal, yeah. That's
78. My dad is going to be 79. That's when shit starts. You know, I
What's
did
your-
my last corporate gig.
Some-
I don't think I can do them anymore because the rules and the protocol that you have to observe. Like when you work for Google, there is a puritanical.
Yeah.
I haven't worked for Google, so I don't want to say this, but
Sure.
but a lot of offices, it seems there's this puritanical way of speaking and
Yeah.
behaving. I just couldn't.
I
do
wouldn't
it.
even know at this point. It's probably gotten so out of hand, you know. Like the only thing I know is from fucking school when I was in school.
Yes.
But I'm sure it's gotten way worse and way
It
worse
has.
since I was in school.
You can't hug anymore.
Yeah.
So I think my network, or I
And,
think
and
you're
you
not allowed
creepy
to hug.
perv, so you like to you creepy perv.
Yeah,
so
well, no,
you're
I'm
like-
not. No, I just like to hug without pants. But but you can't like. There's certain things like humor. You have to be
Yeah,
really careful.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I'd be fired immediately.
Yeah, I know, and it's weird too because it's definitely like a problem with like fringe groups. Like because here's the
Yeah,
deal:
that's right.
I did a show in Connecticut, a college show,
Yeah.
and
You did?
Yeah.
When?
A month ago.
Okay.
And the show was great.
Did they warn you about anything or?
No, otherwise I won't do the show.
Yeah,
And so I did the show. It was great. Applause breaks. Everyone's happy. This and that. And then one person writes a blog about the show, and they said I was funny. It wasn't like bashing me, but they were like, this one part was just too this and that, and it was
Yeah.
offensive, and it's just like
Well,
and-
because that's called virtue signaling.
Right,
So,
well,
so this is a culture
yeah.
where if you can find anything racist,
Yeah.
anything homophobic,
You're a
anything
hero.
transphobic, yeah,
You're a hero.
you get brownie points.
Yeah, you're a hero.
So it doesn't matter what your intentions
No,
are. It doesn't
yeah,
matter that you're
yeah.
not a racist or anything
Yeah.
like that. But if they can just find something
yeah,
anywhere.
it was like she had to find something
Yeah.
that was wrong with it.
Yeah.
And
it is a fringe.
It is a fringe because my point, and that's how you prove it, is that the show was great. Everyone was laughing. Everyone was giving me applause breaks.
Yes.
And then the one person writes the thing.
Yes.
And then anyone who hasn't been at the show, they read that.
That's right.
So it's like,
That's right. But I do think that people are aware. Like at the end of the day, you're still selling out. It's
Yeah,
not like people are
yeah,
going I
yeah.
can't go to Chris D'Elia because this blog. But it is unfortunate because
Right.
one blog can cause, you do have to answer to it sometimes.
sometimes, yeah.
And
Yeah.
I just think it sucks. And I think that the press is so irresponsible
They're-
because they'll
yeah.
pick up on
I
these
know.
little
Yeah, it's a weird
things
thing.
that aren't even true. And you know, a lot of this stuff is, I don't even know who's writing it. I don't even trust that it's a human being sometimes.
It's
like,
yeah,
who's-
like it's bots.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing because it's definitely not the majority.
No.
Like,
well, you know, Sam Harris on his podcast had this woman who worked for Homeland Security or something, and she was a computer engineer, and she started finding that there were people. She found that they were staging rallies, a pro Texas rally, and then a pro Islam rally, or a pro immigration rally and a pro whatever, and they were being staged across the street from each other. And she was like, "Who's doing this?" And she found out it was Russia. It was literally
What?
Russian. It's incredible. Rogan
what?
had her on the podcast. Russia is very instrumental they have a propaganda machine
Sure.
in trying to sow social discord in this country. It's fucking crazy. So a lot of times you have to be really suspicious of a lot
That's
of
fucking weird that it
like a lot of
goes
those
that-
anti-vaccine videos on
Yeah.
YouTube made by Russian quote unquote patriots, as Putin calls them.
so just to make us seem confused?
Yeah. Yeah. And it does cause some issues.
I suppose, yeah. It's so weird. Like if I was in Russia and and I was in the government and somebody was like, "We got to do this. We got to make American confused by making YouTube videos about vaccinations or anti-vax shit," I would be like, "What? Well, let's spend our time doing other stuff." You know what I mean? And I wouldn't even
Like,
think
very
like
simply.
I would be like, "This isn't going to work," right?
Well,
But it does work.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Which is why I'm not in the Russian government.
Right. A lot of them are
Among
kind of
other reasons.
loosely paid by the government, It's all
Weird.
fucking-
Yeah, it's something I wouldn't even think of myself doing.
Or being in the Bryan Callen biopic,
Biopic, but yeah, don't say biopic, right? Because that's fucking annoying as shit.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
Right.
That's awesome.
If they made a biopic of you, who would play you?
I mean, you'd have to have somebody who's...
Moranis, right?
What did you say? What did you just say?
No, I'm asking you if you saw Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. You've seen that, right? Rick Moranis?
You think Rick Moranis would play me?
Well,
Bring him up.
At his age now, right? He's retired. Not that. That's young, right?
This one?
There you go. I mean,
Bro,
you're a little different.
yeah, you got it. There are a couple things.
You're a little rounder in the face.
You got to
but
take it back now. Take it.
If he was going to do your biopic,
Take it back.
nah, dude, you don't want to. You don't want to fucking spindly legs. Do we forget how spindly my legs are? Did you forget? Dude, hey. Can't get by him, right? Just out of reach, right?
Fuck!
Rick Moranis would play you, dude. On your biopic. Sit down, dude. See, that's how you get out of a fight. You exhaust the guy. I'm spindly, dude.
My kung fu didn't work.
So that's who would play you, and it's fine. I think he's good. Yeah,
Thanks, man.
no problem.
Let's do some current events. I'm already bored.
Well, it's been 45 minutes.
Has it? Don't do that. All right? Is that a sound effect for my shows?
For what?
Orlando tomorrow.
Are you going tomorrow
I'm going tomorrow.
to Orlando?
Orlando Improv. You guys get your tickets.
Well, if you're a fan of mine. Oh, he looks more like Callen there in the bottom.
No.
In the
Get
middle.
him off.
In the middle.
I'm getting depressed.
Go a little to the right. All right, to the right. Oh, the second one to the left.
Well, I feel like he's my brother who
There you go.
who didn't do the sports. Who goes,
Yeah.
my brother was the athlete. That's what he says about me. My brother was the athlete.
So, Orlando, and if you're a fan of mine, fly to Edmonton instead and fly to Victoria, BC instead.
No,
Fly to Edmonton, Canada
No,
instead,
don't
because
do
that's
that.
where I'm going. You get tickets at Crystal.
Where are you going to be?
Edmonton.
When you see my back ripple and I pull myself up like a chimp 30 times bang, while talking to you, why wouldn't I give that to you as inspiration?
It's a gift, really.
It's a gift.